Hey guys, this is Vishab Gang. I hope you all are doing really good. So in this video, we're gonna talk about Audible. Audible is an Amazon company. It is a platform which provides you with audiobooks. It is like narration of the books we read, as well as other audio performances which are really good. For a brief understanding, we can watch this 30-second video available on the website. After that, I would be talking about the points which I really like about Audible and maybe the reasons why you should also start using Audible.
Everyone loves a good story. Thank goodness for Audible, the world's largest provider of audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. Torrid romances, nail-biting mysteries, priceless business advice, incredible fantasies, and more, all performed by gifted narrators. Listen anytime, anywhere, and on any device. Sign up today, and your first book is on us. Books that speak to you. That's Audible.
So that was a brief video regarding what is Audible. One of the main reasons due to which I like Audible is because of the quality of narration. So the narrators, they have great voice modulation. They make the book very engaging. So someone might say that reading book is not so entertaining or not so much engaging, or one can't sit and read a book. So that problem doesn't happen with Audible titles because it has been read by narrators who are really good at their job, as well as the accent is in most of the cases in which I have heard is quite understandable, as well as an added benefit is that at times there are books which have been read by the author themselves. So we can take an example. There is this book called as The Ride of a Lifetime by he was the CEO of Walt Disney, Robert Iger. It is one of the I really loved this book. If you anytime get to Audible, this is a must here. So let's just see a sample. So whenever you are buying any book from Audible, you get to listen a sample before buying, so that you can know the quality of narration and a little bit intro about what is there in the book. So it has been written by Robert Iger as well as narrated by Robert Iger. So that actually helps you a lot, because if a person who has written the book reads it, then it gives a different touch to the story. So let's hear a sample for a minute.
Pulse nightclub in Orlando, 15 miles from Disney World. We have more than 70,000 employees in Orlando, and we waited in horror for confirmation that some of them were at the club that night. Our head of security, Ron Iden, was with us in Shanghai, and he immediately began calling his network of security contacts in the States. It was 12 hours earlier, just before dawn in Orlando, when we first heard the news. Ron told me he'd have more information when I got up in the morning. My first event the next day was a presentation to investors over breakfast. Then I had to shoot a long interview with Robin Roberts of Good Morning America, which included touring the park and riding attractions with Robin and her crew. Then there was a meeting with Chinese officials about protocol for the opening ceremonies, a dinner with members of our board and senior executives, and finally, a rehearsal for the opening night concert that I was hosting.
So it is read by a person, it is not a machine read. So one of the things which a person may have a doubt regarding, so that doubt is cleared. Another thing which I really like about Audible is it is very economical, it is very affordable. It costs you like 199 rupees per month. So they give you a credit. So for 199 rupees every month you get a credit. We can actually search it, see it here as well. Just a second. So you get a credit from which you can buy any book. So the book might be worth 2000 rupees, a book might be worth 150 rupees. It doesn't matter how much the Audible title cost you. You can get the book in the exchange of one credit which cost you 199 rupees. And 199 rupees is actually very less, because even if you are buying some paperback edition of any book, mostly they are available for more than 199 rupees. And in 199 rupees you are getting the audiobook of the same. So someone is narrating you the book. So one of the things which I really like about narration is that you don't have to put any effort. So some people say that reading takes lots of effort to sit down and read things and all. But if the book is not too much of serious, not too serious, like if it's a fiction or a self-help book, like which what I read, Life's Amazing Secret by Gaur Gopal Das. It was a really good book. You can read it sometime, or listen it on Audible. So if the book is not too much serious, then it can be listened while doing any other task as well. So if you are, like what I do is, while I'm brushing or getting ready for sleep, I hear the Audible. So for 20-30 minutes daily, I am able to hear a book which I may not be able to hear or read, because of at times we are not we don't have the time for reading the book, sit and read. So that it is like reading without any efforts from our side. As well as you get access to membership content. So there is lots of membership content available on the Audible app, which if you are a member, then you get entitled to, like free shows and audiobooks. So they have two things. There is one Audible Suno. So one of this Kali Awaze presented by Amitabh Bachchan. It is really good if you like horror stories and all. Then this Thriller Factory with Anurag Kashyap, I heard all the 10 episodes and they were really good. So you get entitled to all these membership content as well. So what you get in the membership is that you get a credit every month, for which you are charged 199 rupees. And for the membership, you also get access to all these contents, which you can buy unlimited. So for example, I want all the free shows available on the Audible. Yes, I can get it, and without costing me any extra. So these are complimentary with your membership. As well as there's lots of free shows and audiobooks. We talked about these Hindi ones. Then there are some international ones as well. So there's this series on Get Happy, Calm World. So let's just see it. I actually heard this one, and this one was really good. So this is Calm World, Introduction to Meditation. And so there are narrators. They talk about few things like meditation, or these are self-help kind of books. You are self-help kind of audio performances. So that is actually very good, because these are complementary to your membership, so you don't have to pay extra for that. As well as one of the things which I like is listening on Audible is very engaging enjoyment and better than OTT platforms. So someone may like binge watching on Netflix, Hotstar, Prime Video and all. We have these all these days, but you actually get involved too much. Like you have to you get addicted. So I actually started seeing you see any TV series these days, and you binge watch it for completely a week and all. So that is very one may say that one has to take a break and all, but it is taking your time, right? And Audible is also very engaging, and I have actually found out that listening a book on Audible is much better than the OTT platforms. You will realize it once you read one. As well as your eyes don't get involved. So all the eye strain on watching this TV series and all is not available. It's not a problem with Audible, because you just have to hear it. As well as they have a really good exchange policy. For example, if I buy a book, let's say White Tiger, I bought it, and it was a really good book. But for example, if I have to return it, they have an exchange policy. Like if you don't like book in 365 days, then you can exchange it. So you will, if you have bought it for money, let's say this one, so you can either buy it for 621 rupees, or you can buy it for 1 credit. So if I have bought it with the credit, then I will get a credit in refund, which I can use it to buy another book. And obviously you always know Amazon, they don't ask any kind of questions to you, unless you actually misuse the policy, like you heard the whole book and then returned it. Then it's if you do it multiple times, then they may ask you why you are doing it. Otherwise, the exchange policy is very customer friendly. One of the clarifications which I actually had before I actually bought Audible was that you do not get the PDF of whole books. For example, I am reading this book. No, I am not reading this book anyways, but I will show you. So this is book Ride of a Lifetime. So you are not gonna get the PDF of it. You are just gonna get the audio file of it. Alright. So don't get confused that you are gonna get a physical copy or you are gonna get a PDF version of the book. No, you are not gonna get. In select titles, you do get PDF for photos, diagrams, and graphs. So we can see it. I actually have. Just wait a second. So there was this book, Indigo Story. So it has many graphs in it, all right, for showing the data and all. So when you purchase this title, the accompanying PDF will be available in your Audible library along with the audio. So, and this is available only in the select books. So you have to see it in the summary. So if you want to read a book which has lots of data, you should ensure that the Audible would be providing you a PDF. If they are not providing with you with a PDF, then you might consider buying the paperback edition of the book. Okay. Next thing which I really like is if you like a book, if you want to read a book, if you want to listen a book, though if it is not available on the Audible yet. So for example, I want to hear this book Jaya by Devdutt Patnaik, and that was not available the last time I searched for it. So I actually dropped them a mail. So they might request their content team to make this book available for me. So Jaya is not available. Other titles of Devdutt Patnaik are available, but I actually wanted to hear Jaya. So you can drop a mail to them that you want this book to be added into their content, and they might try to get that done. Another thing which is synchronization. So for example, if I am on work commute and I am hearing the book on my phone, and later on when I come at my home, I want to hear it on iPad. So the point at which you left the book, it gets synchronized, and the synchronization is very good. So for example, I left it at 2 hours 15 minutes. It will on my iPad also, it will start at 2 hours 15 minutes only. Another thing, you get a narration, so you can vary the narration speed. So for example, I am listening this book, Anatomy of Greed.
Have earned their place among the critical component. It's the misleading stuff.
So you can always change the speed. It's like the YouTube one. So from 0.5x to you can get to 3.5x. So for example, the narrator is narrating at a very low speed, and maybe at even 1.5 I will be able to comprehend it. I would be able to understand it. Then maybe I should change it to 1.5 and then hear it. So that's an added benefit. And there are some titles like just a second, Life's Amazing Secrets. I actually loved this book on Audible because it was narrated by Gaul Gopal Das himself. So
lastly, I offer my sincere thanks to you, the listeners of the...
So all the books which are in stories or which do not have too much of data, those books should be heard on Audible. Matlab, actually, I've had many instances where I actually... So if I want to buy this book, Ride of a Lifetime, how much is it costing me? 450 rupees. So maybe it would be much better to get the Audible version for that, because it will be first of all cheaper for me to buy it, as well as being narrated by the author himself or being narrated by any other narrator. Then also it gives a different dimension to the book, and it saves a lots of time for me. there are many titles which I really like and which I have heard. We can talk about that in another video. So that's it from my side. There's gonna be a link in the description box below, from which you can actually get the 1 month trial for the Audible. So if you don't like the membership, you can always cancel it. But however, if you like it, then if after the first month you will be charged 199 rupees. I don't know till how much time they will have this offer of 199 rupees. Though the penetration in India looks very less for this Audible thing right now, but as soon as it gets penetration, they might plan to increase it. So as of now, it is 199 rupees, and it's a really good thing to buy because it helps a lot in reading. So I have heard this book. It happened in India by Kishore Biani. Just an instance why I really like Audible. I actually wanted to invest in future group in the stock market. So I wanted to know that how is Mr. Biani doing, what the business dimensions and all. So it actually gave me a lot of information on his business, as well as I don't have to sit down and read. So it helped me a lot. So this might serve your purpose as well. So that's it from my side. Please let me know in the comment section what you liked about this video, what you didn't like. I would be really glad if you can like the video, subscribe the channel, and that's it from my side. Stay connected, and this is Rishabh Gang signing off.